To our big story, a $500 million opioid scheme.
6 Metro Detroit doctors charged. The federal indictment saying each of them playing a different role in the crimes.
Together, they wrote prescriptions for more than 13 million pills, including Oxycontin, Percocet, and Vicodin.
We have Team 7 coverage. Anu Prakash talked to 2 patients, but we begin tonight with Jim Kurtzner live with more on where these doctors are this evening. Jim?
4 of the 6 doctors charged in the case have been here to federal court. 3 have been allowed to go home, but the feds are playing hardball with the alleged mastermind doctor. 3 clinics raided and shut down in Warren and East Point. Now 3 of the doctors are released on unsecured bonds. No money posted. Their terms: no travel outside of the U.S., no contact with each other, no practicing of medicine. The feds say 79-year-old Dr. Rajendra Bathra is the owner, operator, and mastermind of this 5-year-long scheme, and they want him locked up. He has $35 million in personal assets, more than $1 million in the bank in India. The feds have frozen much of that, but say he still has access to $7 million cash. They say this opioid scheme is just as serious as a street drug dealer, with 13 million prescriptions written. And patients were given unnecessary treatments and little or no screening, all done to submit close to $500 million in claims to Medicare, Medicaid, and insurance. The defense attorney for Dr. Bathra admits he's a wealthy man, but says he didn't make this wealth through the case charged. He says he's lived in the United States for 45 years, worked as a doctor, was the chief surgeon from 1975 to 2001 at Holy Cross Hospital, and should be treated as the other doctors charged, allowed out on bond. Dr. Bathra has turned in his passport, which means he can't travel out of the country. His defense attorney asked for some sort of home confinement, but now late this afternoon, the magistrate says she wants more information and continued this detention hearing next Wednesday. That means Dr. Bathra will be locked up over the next several days. The other 2 doctors in this case will also be here in federal court next week. Live downtown, Jim Kurtzner, 7 Action News.
And we'll see what happens come next week. Jim, thank you. Also tonight, we're learning more about some of these doctors from the very patients they treated at a pain clinic in the city of Warren.
7 Action News reporter Anu Prakash continues with our big story coverage with more on what they're saying. Anu?
Well, we talked to 2 patients, one from Dr. Bathra, the other of Dr. Russo. Both had different experiences, but both agreed that they'd been seeing some red flags for quite some time.
When you go to the doctors, you go to get help. And when you go to that clinic, you just feel like a number.
That's how Jane Mathis describes her experience with the pain center in Warren. She'd been there on and off the last 5 years after a car accident. She says she was treated by Dr. Rajendra Bathra, one of 6 doctors now named in a federal indictment. She said a second back injection by him left her in excruciating pain.
He totally didn't care. He said, look, I do pain injections. That's what I do. Don't waste my time, don't waste my money.
Mathis says there were other red flags.
But then here's a whole host of other things, baclofen and things that you just don't need. He's given me 2 back braces in less than 6 months, 2 knee braces that don't fit. And when I take them back, well, that's what I have, and that's what you just adjust it.
Paul Gruber, Roseville, says seizures led to having brain surgery. He says he was a patient of Dr. Christopher Russo, another doctor named in that federal indictment. He says he tried to reach out to him after he was in severe pain months after surgery.
And then I put my foot down and said, I need to speak to the doctor. I'm in so much pain. Is there anything else that we can do from this point on? They said no, and then I called up when I went to go take my script over to Sam's Club, and they said, no, you can't fill this up. We're having problems with that doctor.
Gru says he hired an attorney in September and is working on a malpractice suit. He also claims the clinic was billing his insurance and Medicaid. He wants answers and wonders about the other patients, too.
Find out in court what's going on, because I don't know the whole entire story. I just know what, from my standpoint, is. Yeah, but I like to know what other people have to say as well, too.
As for Mathis,
well, I hope they're jailed and never allowed to open a practice again. Because there's people who, like me, who really need their services, and we're just mistreated. And then you just throw us away like a number.
Yeah, certainly some strong feelings there. Now, we did try to reach out to the attorneys for those doctors, but so far, no comment. Reporting live in Warren tonight, Anu Prakash, 7 Action News.
Anu, thank you. Of course, head to WXYZ.com for a closer look at the medical backgrounds of the 6 doctors charged and how they allegedly prescribed so many illegal meds without getting caught.